Hi, I'm Ben Wechsler from benwechsler.com. I want to welcome you to my new video series called You, the Inspired Thought Leader. In this video series, I'm going to illustrate the 3 fundamental principles I use with every client on how to become an inspired thought leader. But first, I'd like to go into a true story that I heard that when I was young, my mother told this story. I was supposed to be in bed asleep, but I was listening to her tell the story with her friends in the living room. And it's absolutely true. My mother was a teacher in a high school, and it's a high school that I went to. And the high school campus was constructed of 6 buildings in 1 city block. And the superintendent of schools was leading a project of building this new science and math building, which was going to be built across the street from the rest of the buildings. And it was very controversial because in the situation, the parents were concerned about how were they going to get across, their kids were going to get across the street in the weather. The teachers were concerned about how the kids were going to get to class on time. And he refused to build any sidewalks or have any landscaping for the building. So the school opened, the new building was open, and there was this dirt in the front of the building. So after the first month of classes, things were going pretty awkwardly for him. People were complaining and so on. At the school board meeting a month later, they went to the school grounds and they saw that there were paths ground into the dirt from where the kids were walking. And he just looked at everyone and said, "That's where we're going to build the sidewalks." This story had a lot of impact on me, especially in all the work that I do, because it is my fundamental belief that you and every single client that I have know all the solutions to all the problems that they are trying to work through. And those are the paths in the ground that I help you discover. So when we talk about thought leadership, I have a definition that's similar to that of an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is a person who takes a risk for a cause in terms of a business. Employees, the purchasing, the financing, and so on. It is a financial risk for a project. When I talk about thought leadership, I'm talking about a person, professional or non-professional, who is taking a risk or a stand for an idea or a body of knowledge and goes out there and marches forward and takes the risk in standing up for that cause. The people I work with are business leaders, or they may be executives in a business, or even people in career transition who want to project that they are a thought leader in their field. I have 3 fundamental steps, and that's what I'm going to go through now. The first principle is create a mission statement. The second one is find the paths, as in my story that I told you. And then the third step is put the concrete on those paths, which is the sidewalks in the story I told you. So let's go into a definition of each of those steps. So let's begin with the first fundamental principle, which is create a personal mission statement. When I'm talking about a personal mission statement, I'm not talking about the traditional business type of mission statement, which includes a vision, but I'm talking in terms of what your personal mission statement would be within the organization. For example, my personal mission statement is, I create a safe, sacred, and loving world by accepting and expressing who I am. Now, there are 2 parts of the mission statement. The first part is a view of the perfect world that meets all of my needs or your needs. I create a safe, sacred, loving world. The second part of the mission statement is the action that I do in order for that to happen, which is for me, accept and express who I am. For you, it might be something totally different. This whole video series comes within the realm of that mission statement. I personally found that when I write or when I show people a description of what I do, they don't get it as well as when I tell them. So I decided to do this video series. Now, a mission statement serves one great purpose. It is from that statement where you can determine if what you are doing and what you're saying or what you're representing is within the realm of your expertise or your thought leadership. And it gives you integrity and congruity when you speak to other people. So that is creating a mission statement. So now we're going to talk about the second fundamental principle, which is find the paths. In the story when I told you about the superintendent of schools who took the school board to the grounds of the new building, they saw that the students had worn paths into the ground, and that's where he said build the sidewalks. What you need to do next is find your own paths, which means find out who you are. What I recommend is that you do a traditional market study or a target market or a target focus group study, but you do it internally. Ask your friends, ask your relatives, ask your employees, ask your colleagues what it is that you do and see what they say. Look at your Facebook page, see what people post to your wall. Look at your LinkedIn profile, see what people are posting. And these are all signs about who you are and how you are seen by the people who are going to be your audience for your thought leadership. So that is, find out where the paths are so you can put the concrete on them. So then we get into the final and third principle, which is pour the concrete, make the sidewalks. So in this case, you are going to creatively express who you are and what you discovered in the second step. So in this case, what you're going to do is do storytelling, or you can use metaphors, allegories, and analogies to express what it is that you do. Pictures are worth 1,000 words. Colors, illustrations, archetypes. So what you're going to do at this point is you're going to find a way to express yourself based on what you found. In this case, I'm using this video series. So there you have the 3 fundamental principles of inspired thought leadership. You're going to create a mission statement, which gives you integrity and congruity for your thought leadership. You have find the paths, where you discover who it is you are and how people perceive you, and you can use this information. And then the third one is pour the sidewalks, which is creatively express your thoughts in the way that illustrates who you are. I hope you enjoy this video series. I'm going to ask you to please leave comments. I want to hear what you have to say. In other words, I'm finding my paths with your help, and I have a place for you to put those comments below this video on my website at benwechsler.com. In the near future, I'm going to have 3 more videos in this series so you can find out more details about inspired thought leadership. So again, thank you very much for joining me in this video, and I hope that you enjoyed it, and please let me know how you like it. So thank you.